Hello, intrepid heroes, and welcome to another installment of the Eggertown Public Library's Monster Mondays, a summer reading series where we take a look at classic monsters throughout history and in the world of fantasy. We'll explore their origins as well as taking a look at their strengths and weaknesses so you can be prepared if you find yourself face to face with them as your foe. Goblins and their kinfolk are part of the fantastical group of mischievous creatures known to have come from the ye old lands of Europe. Tales of old are filled with stories of these tricksters and scallywags stealing chickens, eggs, and even children. Today, through great study, the family tree of these creatures known as fairies has been well fleshed out. With creatures as small as the pixie and sprite, or as tall as the Fearberg or fairy nobility among their ranks, it's often easy to forget about the middling goblin and all they have to offer to the world. That may just be because the only thing they have to offer is misfortune, misdirection, mischief, and malice, but I love them all the same. Air Force pilots were supposedly the first to make a hard line distinction between goblins and gremlins. When an engine would fail to start after a night of perfect testing and running, a gremlin was often the one that was blamed. Gremlins have a knack for getting into complex machinery and making it break in all sorts of wonderful ways. While goblins can be cruel and mischievous, gremlins seem to be mostly just curious. The problem being that no gremlin has ever been taught to be gentle, and more often than not, by luck or sheer skill, they get their fingers in the worst possible places. Goblins' diminutive stature is a great boon to them. They easily find themselves in the smallest of places where mere mortals would never hope to fit. While boisterous and loud when they get going, a goblin with stealthy intentions will disappear into the dark or a crowd with the greatest of ease. They may look small and weak, but every goblin had to fight tooth and nail to survive, so never underestimate their vigor in a fight. The strength they possess cannot be measured by size of muscle or weapon wielded. They have strength in bravery, or at least strength in being just dumb enough to forget when to run away. If you find yourself in a fight with a goblin, remember these quick tips to ensure that you make it out with your life, though it's rather unavoidable that you'll lose something else in the process. Goblins may be tricksy and appear brave, but in truth they're dumb as rocks and cowards to boot. Finding a way to intimidate them through performance or simple sheer might can be quite useful to your survival. Their strength also lies in their seemingly endless numbers, but they usually have some form of leader, whether they be spiritual, political, or simply just the biggest one of the bunch. If you can successfully assault the head of a goblin encampment, the dregs will likely disperse, or as a super bonus, now you'll be in charge of an entire goblin brigade. Good luck conquering the world, goblin leader. Finally, when dealing with gremlins specifically, it pays to have a small iron bell on hand. Gremlins and a number of other fairy folk can't stand the sound of it and will leave you be if you ring it loud and clear. You can investigate and fight against these and more monsters in the great tabletop role-playing game Monster of the Week, which is available through your local Clams library. If you'd like to get to know more about gremlins and goblins and their many iterations, check out the books and media listed below in the video description. Most are available through your local Clams library or one of our digital resource offerings. Thanks for joining us this week for our special summer reading series, Monster Mondays. Be sure to check out all of our other summer reading programs at eggertownlibrary.org under the Kids and Teens tab. You can also sign up for access to our digital D&D materials through D&D Beyond by contacting me through Instagram at EPL Dungeon Master or through Discord at Library Wins, that's Library Wins with a Z, hashtag 7610. Or you can email me at clook@clamsnet.org. That's CLOOK@clamsnet.org. Join us next week when we'll be taking a look at dragons. Thanks for coming.